Spring is upon us and it's time to share our top 10 board games of all time, and I can guarantee that we've got games on our list that you've never played here on Legendary Tactics. If you're looking for the next hit board game for gaming night, you've come to the right place. Here are the top 10 games you need to start playing immediately. Number 10 on my list is Katan. Few would argue with me on this, so I don't feel compelled to justify it. Some might argue that the dice rolling is somewhat arbitrary and that it can be extremely frustrating negotiating with players who want to hoard resources, but I say to them, anybody want to trade for my sheep? Number 9 is Avalon Hills' famous game Smoker's Wild. Play as an undertaker trying desperately not to smoke. The more you do smoke, which eventually happens if you land on the wrong spot, the faster you advance on the life-o-meter, which ironically ends with death. It's easy enough to be played by young children who will be scared into never smoking ever. And Nato will be covering this one in his History of Avalon Hills series that I linked to above. If you can only play one reskin of Monopoly, make sure it's Millennial Monopoly. It includes all the properties that true millennials love, like Minecraft, Twitter, great value, and income tax. And while no one will ever admit to actually being a millennial, giving knowing nods to your opponents as you play says all that you need to. Number 7. Have you ever been to a party and played Spin the Bottle? Have you then wished that you could play this with close relatives? Spin the Bottle Family Edition from 1968 might be just the game for you then. It's great kissing fun for the whole family. Number 6 on the list is one that you all know and love, except bigger, better, and way, way more complicated. Unnecessary Chess features 88 pieces on each side, some of which can move but not capture, and others that only move when they do capture. It's longer than Twilight Imperium and more complex than string theory. It's bound to be a hit with any audience. Number 5 is we didn't playtest this at all. If you've ever struggled with remembering a game's objective, this one's simple: win. Your opponents will be trying to make you lose, but watch out for bombs, arrows, laser pointers, rock, paper, and also scissors. Number 4 is, without a doubt, Don't Wake Daddy. I can really relate to this game. Daddy's sleeping in a spring-loaded plastic bed in what appears to be the kitchen, and you guessed it, your goal is to not wake him up. In fact, I often play this game even though I don't even own it. It's a hit in my household. If you agree that this is the best list of board games ever, be sure to show some appreciation by liking and subscribing. On to number 3. As you might expect for a channel that loves its war games, number 3 is The Campaign for North Africa. While only a few people have ever actually finished this game in the entire world, which it takes 3 years and roughly 1,000 hours to play, if you ever got excited about the minutiae of war and excruciating detail, this is going to be the one game that you and your closest friends will never forget. Number 2 is the hit game Mealy. Jam your hand into a hole in a box and try to figure out what's in there. It's definitely a game that gives you a funny feeling.
Oh, fiddle faddle!
The number 1 game of all time is Mr. Bacon's Big Adventure. From its innovative roll and move mechanic to its unique card pulls such as Move Forward 5 Spaces, to cards like Get Lost in the Wiener Wasteland, this game has it all. Take a stroll through the Bologna Forest, prance around in the Mustard Marsh, and watch out for the bacon slides. They're greasy. If you made it this far, you've likely also puzzled together that this is April 1st. Our actual top 10 list for 2022 will be out next week. Happy April Fool's Day from Legendary Tactics.